have a video today with 3 different crochet projects, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the difference between the Heartland Lion Brand yarn and the Hometown USA Lion Brand yarn. And they're both like level 6 chunky yarns, but what I've found, the main difference between the two that I've found, because they're both super soft, is that this like little shawl cowl wrap was made out of the Heartland yarn, and it drapes a little better and is just a little bit thinner. It's not quite as thick as the Hometown USA, which I think I prefer. I've only made a few things with them, so I can't say 100%, but the projects that we made, I definitely prefer this one. The only thing is that the Heartland yarn doesn't come, well, I guess I should check online. At our store, it doesn't come in nearly as many colors as like the Hometown USA. It comes in a whole bunch of colors. So this is a really simple pattern to work up. It's just a half double crochet and then a chain and then a half double crochet and then a chain, and you just do that. I did 18 rows. I'll leave the dimensions below for all 3 scarves, so we'll call this scarf number 1. I'll leave the hook size and all that. I really like the color of this yarn. It's like a heather gray. A lot of the other colors that at least that they had at our store in the Heartland were much darker colors. So yeah, I kind of prefer some of the lighter tones, as you know, and the Hometown USA had a whole bunch of lighter tones. And what I did was just pinned up the side here. So there's the other end of it, and just put a little pin up here. And I really like the way that this drapes. I had originally sewn the 2 ends together with some buttons, and I'll put some pictures in kind of showing you that. That works out fine, but I didn't like the way that it was draping. I think if I were to do the button things, I would actually make it smaller. And when I pulled it over here and pinned it on the shoulder, it just laid a lot nicer. So let me switch the model really quick and we'll move on to the next one. Actually, before we move on, I have a super quick question I want to put out there. Can somebody let me know, or if you have any ideas or have worked with these chunky yarns before, how do you get the little ends to stay tied in? You know, I weave them in just like I would do with any of my other knitting or crochet projects, but I find because this yarn is bulky, and especially with the lacier patterns, that it doesn't stay tucked in. And the only way that I've really found is to actually take a needle and thread, you know, regular sewing thread, and kind of tack them down. So I would love some information on how you guys kind of take care of that situation. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to call this scarf number 2, and this is an infinity scarf made out of the Heartland yarn, same yarn as the first one. And this is a really long, this is tripled on here, infinity scarf, where you make a chain of loops and then you do half double crochets in every stitch all the way around. So it's a thicker pattern because you're not doing the chains in between. But Marissa, who is Creative Young Mama, had made several of these, and I really thought they were beautiful. And she linked in her video, and I will as well, the original tutorial where this came from. But my daughters really like these scarves. I'm not as crazy about them because of how much they roll, but my daughters love them. And so this one came out very well, but when we made the same scarf with the Hometown USA yarn, which is what most people use when they make these, it came out like really heavy and thick, and I don't know what my daughter had made it with that, and I think it might have been because she crocheted so tight maybe, but my personal preference is I really like this, the Heartland yarn, But yeah, this one's really nice. And you can make it, we also made one, so this one is, let me see how many rows it is. And again, I'll put all the information below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 rows for that one. And then we made one that was only 6 rows that gives a much lighter look, but it looks really pretty when it's tripled, and my daughter will wear that to school and wear it all day because it's not quite as heavy as this one. So you can really make these as long as you want, as wide as you want, super quick as far as, you know, how quickly you're able to get them done. They go really, really fast. But yeah, let me switch and then show you the one that we came up with the hometown yarn. Hang on one. Okay, so this is scarf number 3. This is the same pattern as scarf number 1, or wrap number 1. It just didn't do as many rows. So this has 6 rows, and I just made a straight, you know, made it straight, and then I connected the 2 ends to turn it into an infinity scarf. And again, I'll put the dimensions on this. This is only wrapped on here twice. And so this is out of the Hometown USA yarn. And like I said, I really like this yarn, or prefer this yarn with this lacier pattern, because it just seems like a heavier yarn to me than the Heartland yarn. And the weight of this is really nice. It still flows and drapes really well. And I think that was the problem when we made the other infinity scarf with the Hometown that had the thicker pattern, is that I just couldn't get it to drape as well. It was just super, super heavy. So I will put all of the information to all 3 scarves below, the hook size, the yarn, and I will try and do as best I can on the dimensions that we used. If anyone has any questions, feel free to message me, and you guys have a super great day. Bye-bye.